How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about San Francisco yet again. Last time I talked about them, I was speaking about the whole situation with the doo-doo and needles that were on the ground, and that seems to be part of everyday life. It's not really a big deal. The mayor wants to do something about it, but she's kind of dragging her feet, in my humble opinion. I mean, it was a guy get ready to bang his needle right in front of her. She looked dead in his eyes and she didn't even do anything, and it happened right there on camera. But for now, I digress. San Francisco has taken some action to fight against some of the trash and garbage that is found on the streets every day. Now, they're not trying to clean up the needles or the feces or the urine or all the other infectious disease type of waste that is on the streets. What they're targeting right now is plastic straws. You heard me right. Not the needles that may have HIV in them. If a little kid pokes it on the way to school, they could mess around and catch the deadly virus. No. They're cracking down on plastic straws. Not only plastic straws, but any kind of disposable plastic thing like plastic forks, spoons, coffee stirrers, that type of thing. It said that they use about 1 million plastic straws per day in San Francisco. I'm not sure if that's true or false. It could just be all the plastic disposable utensils in general, but it could be plastic straws. Now, here's the thing about that. Not only have they banned these things from San Francisco, if you use them or you get caught, I suppose if you're a restaurant owner, I don't think that's the regular normie, but maybe so. California, San Francisco is a weird place. But if you get caught, not only can it be a fine, it could also potentially be jail time. That's right. You may go to the penitentiary for using plastic straws. Talking about, oh, you may get no more than 6 months. Look, this is ridiculous, and this is why I call BS on those who say, oh, you can't regulate the drug use, you can't do anything about it. Why not? I mean, you can regulate plastic straws. See, the thing about the needles is that San Francisco gives out a lot of the needles. So you're going to ban plastic straws, but then you're going to give out hypodermic needles so junkies can go and get geeked up, shoot their heroin, whatever they got. And on top of giving out the hypodermic needles, you're also going to open up shooting galleries, places where these people can go and shoot their drugs. So in essence, you're legalizing the heroin use. Who wants to live in a place that is totally backwards like San Francisco? Super rich people that just happen to love that particular area, because let's not get it twisted. San Francisco, aside from the tents, aside from the dope fiend junkies on the street, banging needles in their tents, in the BART station, in public areas, in the bathroom where you may bring your kids, outside of a school. Outside of that, it's a beautiful place to be. Let's not get that twisted. But the problem here is they have their priorities in totally wrong places. Okay, you're giving all these little, what I call NGOs. It may not be NGOs, but these organizations, quote unquote, you're giving all these organizations money to try and help the homeless, which really just equates to enabling them. People move from different states, from far and wide, to go live in San Francisco. It's a beautiful place. You know, look, just because you're homeless, I mean, you can't travel. You could travel from all over the country, maybe even all over the world, to go there and be homeless. All right. All you need to do is just get there one way, by hook or by crook. You may stow away on a train, hitchhike, prostitute, whatever you got to do. Walk across the border illegally and then find a way to get in there. You know, because look, if you don't have any money, if you don't have any resources, and you just want to be a junkie and that's what you want to do for yourself, then that's the place to be. Beautiful weather, not much rain, and you get money. Or if you don't get money, you get all types of benefits and perks that would make your stay in San Francisco an easy one if you are a homeless junkie. And you're going to see a lot of negative things as a result of that. You're talking about a spike in crime, a spike in disease outbreaks. Shout out to Shirley Hussar, who was talking about, what's that, Disneyland or Disney World, whatever is over in California and Anaheim. It was a measles outbreak. Okay, you got hepatitis A, hepatitis B, C, all the alphabet letters of hepatitis breaking out. This does not happen just by happenstance. These things happen as a result of policy. When you allow people to come over the border with no immunization shots, and you give them sanctuary in your city, when you give out hypodermic needles for people to use their heroin to shoot up whatever else they want to shoot up, and you also give them a place where they're able to go inside and shoot up. And by the way, these little junkie houses, trap houses, legalized trap houses, these places are not the solution, really, because you got to understand, I've dealt with people that are on drugs, alcoholics, drug addicts, or whatever, personal, family members or whatever. You're not going to find a person who is on drugs that is responsible. Shout out to LAR movement for that one. You're not going to find a responsible drug addict, okay? They may be able to be functional to a certain extent, but there's a certain point in time when the drug is going to take over their mind. If they can't get it, if they're having a bad high or whatever, even the most quote unquote rational drug addict will become irrational due to their drug use. So these little junkie houses that you are sanctioning by the local government are not going to be a solution. What you're going to do is have people hanging outside of those places and making that particular location very dangerous, because you're going to have the dregs of society congregate there. This is why I talk against drugs proliferating our society, because people just don't understand the effects. Because a person who is kind of narrow-minded, not to insult anybody, but this is just my opinion, if you use drugs, whatever, I'm not judging, I'm just giving you my opinion. A person who does not really understand the effect of drugs does not get when I say it's not just a victimless crime or something that just affects one person. People that are proponents of drug use or legalizing drugs, they'll say, well, it's just one person, whatever they want to put in their body is my business. Well, all right. Do you want the trap house right next door to you? Because these junkies are going to go somewhere to group up, shoot their heroin, shoot whatever. And a lot of them are like the dregs of society. They're going to be prostituting. It's a lot of illegal stuff that will be prosecuted, drugs and no drugs. And you couldn't actually come to the defense of the things that go on with these people in these particular locations. So that's why I say I'm against drugs, not necessarily because of what people do to themselves, which is bad enough. I mean, I will regulate it for that, but the bigger reason is what it does to society. Society becomes less productive. People become easily malleable. They're easily taken over. And of course, the biggest thing, like I said, is the effect of the community. I mean, who wants to live in a place that is overrun by drugs and crime and violence that come with the drugs and the disease that comes? Okay, open air, drug markets, places where people use drugs just willy-nilly in their tents, defecating on the ground. It's a nasty environment. It's a dangerous environment. And San Francisco could do things to prevent this city from being the way it is, but they choose to focus on the environment and tree hugging by banning plastic straws, coffee stirrers, forks, spoons, and knives. I mean, give me a break. As I close, I want to say this. San Francisco, California, it's a beautiful place. I would love to go visit, hang out on the beach, but I refuse to go to a place that is overrun by this kind of behavior. I don't want to get locked up for drinking some sweet tea out of a plastic straw. And what about the cups and the lids and stuff like that? Must I bring a steel mug everywhere I go, and then it just pour whatever drink I have in the steel mug? Hopefully somebody homeless does not try to touch my mug with their feces infested hands, but I'm getting off the lamb. I'm going too far now. That's all I got to say. So what do you think? Do you think that they're correct for banning plastic straws, knives, forks, coffee stirrers, or whatever? If you think that way, please explain to me in the box, because I'm not anti-environmentalist necessarily. I think that the environment should be protected, but if we're talking about the environment, what's worse, the waste from plastic straws or the waste from human feces on the ground, or the waste from hypodermic needles on the ground that could potentially infect somebody if they touch it accidentally? Walking down the street, a needle is placed like on the side of a curb. You step on the side of the curb. Like, let's say the curb is right here. The needle is like this. It's on the ground, and it's a little bit of a gap between the curb. It might be kind of a high curb. So the needle is like perched up against the curb. And right here is the tip. and you have on thin shoes or flip-flops or whatever the case, and a needle goes through your foot, now you get HIV, or now you got to go to the hospital to see if you do have HIV. What is a more important thing to be worried about as it relates to the environment and waste that is left in a particular place? I don't know, but whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.